Hello K-popers around the world, welcome to this new channel. In this video I'm gonna introduce myself to you all so you can meet me, my taste and the target of this channel. This channel is very new, I not even have an intro yet, but I will make one soon, I promise. Right after the beginning of this very first video, I have to put a disclaimer that will be general to all the videos I will post in the future. I'm not a native English speaker. My first language is Spanish, so you probably will figure out that I have some mistakes that are very common in the quote-unquote the Spanish speakers who are learning English community. And also I'm not fluent, but I'm trying at least. But my level in English is not that good, so if you find that I made a big mistake on grammar or pronunciation, or a mistake that can't be a big deal, please correct me in the comment section below. I created this channel in order to improve my English, and because one of my 2021 goals is to come back to my English classes and apply to the first certificate in English exam. It's very important to me to have a good English level because of my career. Or well, the career that I'm studying because I'm a college student and in order to appreciate K-pop music together, of course. In this channel, I'm gonna post videos about K-pop like math reviews of the new releases of K-pop scene, lists of K-pop groups in label of anything, for example, lists of K-pop groups with flawless discography and other stuff, videos of my boxing variety, K-pop songs rankings or tier lists, K-pop predictions, etc. But basically, videos that you probably will find in other English K-pop channels, but in a very questionable level of English. As a presentation card of this channel, I'm gonna show to you all my stan list so you can view if we share some group. But I will talk about groups that I not stand in future videos. Let's start with my alt groups. A big thing that you must know about me is that Dreamcatcher are my ultimate K-pop group by now. Literally the number one position among all my fans, and first of all because of their unique rock/metal fusion music and their top tier B-sides. But also I stand them because of choreography, variety material, the covers that the girls do, etc. I can spend hours or days talking about Dreamcatcher and how I love them a lot. So I'm probably talking a little bit too much about Dreamcatcher in the future, and my bias in Dreamcatcher is Gahyun, and she and her pink hair are totally mine, okay? Luna is a group that is very common to find in the English K-pop stan channels, and they are my second also right below of Dreamcatcher in my top 5 of favorite groups. Something that you deserve to know is that I wanted to stand them because of the Lunaverse. Their storyline and universe are really fan-catching and spectacular, literally the meme of Lady Gaga, but I stayed because of the discography, mainly because of the existence of the solos and subunits that gave me the opportunity to recognize the girls individually before I decided to stand them as a group. But the Luna's discography is entirely a reason to stand them. They have a variety that is so big. Oh my god. They have songs that I can't even pass in a category of genre, but a flawless discography. Their videos are also amazing, cinematographic and aesthetically pleasing, and I love that. And same as Dreamcatcher, I can spend hours talking about Luna, and days if we start to talk about the Lunaverse and that stuff. My biases in Luna are by Vivian Jinsol. I'm mostly a BB biased, but I needed to have Jinsol as my bias as well because she's everything in this world. Well, you might be a bit confused right here because they have only one song and just debuted in November of 2020, but yes, I stand them. Black Mamba is such a bop to my ears and their girls are so funny and charismatic, so I had to stand. I'm discussing with myself for the possibility to put them as my third alt group, because I can only have 3 alt groups in all of my stan lists, and I'm having an existential crisis or something because I have 2 groups fighting for the position, and I don't know which one I'm gonna alt soon. The first mini album of Kpop will be determined to my final decision because I need a mini album for them, and because I can't put in my alt list a group with only one song. But yeah, I love them, I understand them, I want a mini album, and winter is my bias, and it's only mine. I share her only with Karina. Hey, Dr. Do you remember what I say like just before? Well, Pentagon is the second group candidate to the third position in my alt group list. I have many problems with Pentagon because I decided to stand them very recently in the worst time possible. But I think they will continue as a group, even if the rest of the members decide to go to military service together. Even a subunit of Yuto and Yana and Go works for me. Q, please don't be afraid of success. Please. Well, no. Take it seriously. I decided to stamp Pentagon due to their music, concept, videos, members, etc. The same reasons as Dreamcatcher and Luna. And also I love Pentagon in variety. They are a whole group of crazy, chaotic, crackhead and hilarious people, and I love that. And if Pentagon is banned, I'm gonna follow the individual works of the members like I already do with the ex-members of BEP. My bias right here are Yuto and Jinho, but Yuto is my main bias in Pentagon because he's my type of person. And that's all for the alt section of this stan list. Let's continue with this stan list with the other groups. Rolling Quartz is the only band I have on stan list because I love their style, the voice of the vocalist, etc. They do a more heavy rock, and I pray into the Korean gods for a Rolling Catcher collaboration. It will be a cultural reset, of course. At the same situation as Pentagon, I decided to stand them recently. They only have one original song, Blaze, the song of their debut, and it's totally a rock / metal bop. They also have a lot of covers in their YouTube channel. They cover BTS Dynamite song, they cover Paramore, etc. I haven't completed the process of knowing them yet, but I decided to stand because they are totally my style. I knew we want to stream and follow their future projects. Well, Wikimiki is certainly the most unpopular group on this stan list, and not even saying this in a disrespectful way because it's a hard truth. Even if people care about them or saw them in media, there is not many people who actually stan Wikimiki, and it's very difficult to find an author killing it on social media. Their discography is not as flawless as the other works in my stan list because of the problems that the company had in 2017 and the JC group thing, but it's a discography that actually really like. Keep in mind that it's necessary to like the discography of a group to stan them. Standing groups without liking their discography doesn't make any sense. So in the rest of the terms, I love them in variety, skills and charisma, and I wish more Wikimiki stans in this 2021. My biases right here are Soyeon and Yujeon. My main bias is Soyeon, but I found myself related to Yujeon in so many ways, so I had to put her in as my second bias at least. Well, in order to not repeat everything I just said before, I'm trying to talk shortly about the last groups on my stan list. It's difficult to stan Blackpink in music terms because they don't have the amount of songs or albums that I expect from a group with such a big popularity that Blackpink has, and YG sucks in every way. YG sucks. My biggest problem with the album is the amount of songs. A standard amount of a mini album, not a full album. But despite the fact that YG sucks, I obviously love their discography. There are like 2 songs that I don't really like, but that's my taste and you can disagree right here. I like their variety material, but above all, I love their stage power, stage presence, etc. Blackpink is one of those groups where I can't find biased at all, but if I had to choose one, it would be Jisoo. Her voice is so good, relaxing, but also powerful and emotional. She's multi-talented and a precious person in a horrible world. So, in the last but not less important than the others, we have 80s. 80s is a group that I discovered in a very weird way. And with weird, I mean actually weird. During the promotion of Lengths, Dreamcatcher came back in August 17 with Boca, and 80s were main competition in Show Champion and the show. But in the second week of promotion of Dreamcatcher, the show fucked up the things again, by not giving the announcement that 80s would be nominated that day. So that day the Insomnias expect to fight against Gravity and 80s for the first win of Dreamcatcher. But 80s didn't appear in the nominees, and instead of 80s it was Onions or Wanas, I don't know how to pronounce this, who entered in the top 3 and got nominated for a win due to digital scores. Basically that day the show fucked up 80s and Wanas. The 18 got surprised and didn't know what to do, and the Wanas stans couldn't give a well-live voting score to them, so the show manipulated the chances for 80s and Wanas to win, as they should have give the announcement that Wanas will be nominated. Conclusion: fuck the show. whatever, it was a huge disaster, but that day I saw the 80s performance and I fell in love with some things, and I just started to listen to the entire discography. I already had 18 mutuals that helped me to stand, and I appreciate them and the group a lot. My biases right here are Jongho and Songhwa, but my main bias is Jongho because he is a very talented vocalist that is so underrated, and y'all should stop sleeping on Jongho's talent and start sleeping on actually a bed. Please. And well, that's all for this video. I hope this video serves as a presentation card of y'all. I have many groups that I support strongly, or as I most stand them, and many groups that I just support, but I can't spend their free eternities talking on this video. I will see you all in this next video. That'll be with my personal ranking of Lula solos. Bye bye and have a nice day. Love y'all, and please have mercy. My English is not that good, please.